Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. If you don't know me as a person, let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me. Like, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck. Him. Everybody including Will. I mean, Will.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great.
You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders for a reason.
Gervonta Davis recently posted on X after Terence Crawford's big win over Canelo Alvarez, saying he believes he could beat Crawford and added, "I'll swing on him for real." He promised to train harder, demanded respect in the sport, and said a victory would prove he belongs among the best. But instead of praising Crawford's historic win, Davis's comments came off as dismissive, which drew heavy criticism from analysts. They argued that even if Davis didn't want to praise Crawford, he should not disrespect such a huge achievement, since Crawford did what many thought was impossible by beating Canelo so clearly.
Dominated a first ballot Hall of Famer, a 4-division champion, a 2-time undisputed super middleweight, and was the reigning undisputed 168-pound super middleweight world champion. Superstar boxer, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is now 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. And Gervonta Tank Davis, I'm not even going to read off his accolades, because what he did is just nasty work. And this is your king that y'all be praising. Gervonta Tank Davis, instead of applauding the accomplishments, just tip your hat. Just tip your hat. Hey, salute. And if you don't want to salute him, guess what? Just don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. If you don't want to salute that man, just don't say nothing. Right? And so, Gervonta Tank Davis takes to social media because the boxing world is praising Terence Crawford for what he did. After Gervonta Tank Davis, when the fight was announced and when Terence Crawford was saying he wanted to go up from 154 to 168, Gervonta Tank Davis said he was doing it for the money, not for the legacy.
Long before this issue, Terence Crawford had already spoken openly about Gervonta Davis. He said Davis doesn't take real risks against stronger opponents and called him more of a talker who avoids the toughest fights. Crawford even admitted he simply doesn't like Davis, making it clear that if they ever fought, it would not just be about boxing, it would be personal.
Tank would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah,
but like his core personality and his ways.
Bill Haney, father and trainer of Devin Haney, also spoke on the matter. He dismissed Gervonta Davis's claims and said there's no way Tank could do what Crawford did. Haney argued that Davis should stop calling out bigger fighters and focus on his own weight class. He added that Davis should stay at 147 pounds instead of chasing attention by mentioning champions in divisions where he doesn't belong, calling Davis's comments nothing more than a publicity stunt.
ask your thoughts on Tank saying he'd knock out Terence in 6 rounds. You think he was playing, trolling, what? Selling tickets to his new fight?
Was that like his tweets? Like he's
Nah, he said it
on
audio.
video.
Huh?
He said audio. He said it. He's like, if I tap that chin, you know he chinny.
Listen, Terence has already hired us for any of the little guys. Anybody 130, 26, 30, 35, you know, Gary Russell, Tank Davis, you cannot go to get to Terence Crawford without going through us. Rolly Romero, leave Earl Spence alone. You see what I'm saying? You come over here and you get that ass whipped in too. You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders for a reason.
Trainer Greg Hackett praised Terence Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez, calling it one of the biggest achievements in modern boxing. He said Crawford has nothing left to prove after doing something that hadn't been seen in generations, moving up in weight and completely dominating a fighter as respected as Canelo. Hackett stressed that Crawford's victory wasn't a close call or a lucky shot, but a clear and skillful performance that showed who the better fighter was. He said this win makes Crawford a legend and proves his greatness, adding that critics should stop questioning his legacy because his accomplishments speak for themselves. For Hackett, Crawford has silenced all doubts and should now focus on enjoying his success instead of responding to negativity.
Held them all at the same time. Legendary shit. He goes in there and beats arguably the best fighter or one of the best fighters of his era.
Yeah.
Regardless of weight class.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on the performance?
The performance was like clean. Like it was real. It was times where it was close calls. Like it looked like Canelo might, like damn, Canelo might get him right here. You know what I mean? Bud find a way out, slip up out of there. He was working behind his jab real good, footwork real good, you know, setting the pace. He was creating what I like to call spider web in there. You know what I'm saying? That's basically setting traps with your movement. The part I didn't expect was for Canelo to really approach Bud like Bud, you know, like he was just gonna punch on Bud. He was looking. What I mean by that is Canelo when he would hit Bud to his hips or like on the shoulder, because I seen him do it a few times. He was like Canelo was like looking for those results that he usually get when he do those things. And I was like, I can't believe he looking at Bud like that. Like he really trying to play Bud. I mean, on the low, he know Bud can fight, but it was like, I'm gonna hit. All right, when I hit you on your hips, you gonna act right. I mean, when I hit you on your shoulders, you gonna act right. And you could tell Canelo's been spoiled over the years. Canelo's gotten better, a lot better. And Canelo is a legend for sure. But you could tell he's imposed his will on a lot of guys and won off of his poker face alone. You know what I mean? Along with the punishing shots.
Even though Terence Crawford has openly said he doesn't like Gervonta Davis, he hasn't ruled out fighting him. Crawford explained that if Davis is serious, he should move up to 147 pounds so the fight can happen fairly. For Crawford, taking this fight would not only silence Davis's trash talk, but also give him another chance to prove himself against a big-name opponent. He made it clear the choice is Davis's. If Tank truly believes he can win, he needs to step up and take the risk instead of just talking. Crawford's words show his confidence as he welcomes the challenge knowing the odds would still be in his favor.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that's moving up 2 weight classes and, you know, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Wow,
man.
Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for him.
Ooh, see, oh, man.
You're going to have a pre-camp.
Then what the people going to say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
I don't know.
DJ Ram, a well-known boxing commentator, praised Terence Crawford for his complete skill set and ability to handle any style in the ring. He said Crawford is not just a talented fighter, but a rare athlete who can do everything at the highest level. According to Rom, Crawford's biggest strength is how easily he adapts, whether against a power puncher, counterpuncher, or pressure fighter, always mixing offense and defense with perfect timing. He called Crawford a once-in-a-generation fighter whose sense of distance, timing, and movement makes him stand out from everyone else. For Rom, Crawford's fights are more than just battles. They are like lessons in skill, showing how he can break down and outthink any opponent. His consistent dominance has convinced Rom and many others that Crawford's legacy will remain unmatched for years to come.
Clearly, outboxed him like I said he would. You know, Bud is special, man. He could adapt. He can make adjustments. There's nothing he can't do. I was a little worried because in the beginning when the fight was announced, because of Canelo's power, Bud coming up, they're like, oh, he come up 2 weight classes. I consider it he came up 3. Because he only had 1 fight at 154.
Yeah, 1 fight at 54.
Yeah, right.
So I feel like it's 3 weight classes in 2 fights.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that right there, that was a big thing because Canelo is strong. Canelo does hit hard. He got power, and he's comfortable at 168. You understand what I'm saying? He's more comfortable. I didn't know if the weight was going to do something to Bud, but I know there was ways that he could outbox him easily. And he did it. Towards the closer to the fight date, I changed my stance on it and leaned more to Bud, which was a good thing because my prediction was right yesterday. On it, and he just outboxed him, outclassed him. He showed people. And I think he still followed a bit of the Mayweather blueprint. You know, Canelo has to plant his feet all the time to throw off his powers, let off his power shots. He has to just make that quick stop. It's real quick, like a millisecond. But that's all Bud needs to move out the way. Bud sets him up to get a reaction. By the time Canelo goes to throw that punch, Bud slips to the side and catches him that way. Bah-bah. It's too late. I mean, for Canelo, his planning of the feet to throw his power punches, if more people figure that out and really take that into consideration in their training camps, I think he would have more losses. But a lot of them fear the power, like a skull.
Even after achieving something so rare, many analysts noticed that fans and commentators were still hesitant to give Crawford full credit. They explained that part of this came from favoritism toward Canelo, who has long been admired, especially in Mexico. At the same time, Crawford, as an African-American fighter, has often faced unfair bias. Critics argued that the reaction to his victory was not just about boxing, but also about popularity, race, and perception in the sport.
Enough for a guy to come 2 to 3 weight divisions lower. Well, so you would be asking a guy to literally just stand there like this new slap exercise. Slap me and I slap you. That's not boxing. And that's extremely sour grapes. And my advice to you is this. Although most times people will stay on cold, there's exceptions to the rules where people will say, I'm not going that far. You know what I mean? Like by our administration right now that's governing the new Russia. They do a lot of illegal things on a daily. But this pedophilia, some people are saying, no, I'm jumping off the boat on this one. I'm going to go with protecting the kids. I mean, I'll go with you with a lot of stuff, but protecting the kids is kind of important to me. Should be, right? It should be, level. So it should be, where you just you don't go a certain length, right? It should be borders. So okay, I don't go past that line. And the line should be pedophilia. Or a line should be no objectivity at all in the world of boxing. You saw a great performance, and Canelo just lost, right? This guy is just a better fighter. Right? If he can come up from that weight division and stand in the pocket most of the time, and still win. If you are saying that you don't want Canelo to be able to cut the ring off with this guy that didn't really run at all, then you're basically saying, well, listen, let's just stand and slug. And that's brawling, right? That has nothing to do with boxing. And so people are going to jump off that. And here's something else that's going to happen to you people right now with sour grapes and are racists running around just saying ridiculousness, right? Because you're disappointed.
Hamza Shiraz praised Terence Crawford, calling him a machine in the ring. He said Crawford has never struggled with opponents and always finds a way to win. His comments showed the respect younger fighters have for Crawford, seeing him as a true standard of excellence. For Shiraz, Crawford's dominant performance against Canelo only proved what he already believed, that Crawford is on a level very few can reach.
So he said it about himself in the post-fight press conference yesterday. He goes, my mind wants to do it, he goes, my body can't. Doesn't mean he's totally shot. He's not totally shot. He's still a great fighter. And someone I could definitely see myself in the ring with pretty soon.
And beating?
Yeah, definitely. It would have been kind of nice for him to get the win and then me to fight him and then potentially have beaten him. But yeah, God has a different plan.
Look, it still could be Canelo. I don't know when. The plan's obviously a little bit ruined. But do you believe you'd stop Canelo Alvarez, Hamza?
Do I believe I'd stop him? I believe I've got a good chance of doing so.
Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, shared his thoughts on what might be next. He said Crawford is not likely to chase a fight with David Benavidez and may instead choose to step back, relax, or even vacate titles rather than take unnecessary risks. Bomac explained that Crawford has earned the right to decide his future on his own terms. With nothing left to prove, he can now focus on his legacy and personal goals instead of trying to satisfy critics.
Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No,
there.
man. No, we ain't doing that fight.
Maybe planning on vacating the belts.
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. You know, we just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing.
Honest? Absolutely.
And he don't want none.
4, no. So what does this performance prove about the end of sparring? You guys were largely
I told you
silent
it don't
about
make no difference. Didn't I say it? I said that don't mean shit. I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah.
I said that, didn't I? In one of those interviews, I said that. Don't mean shit, because he's no Bud Crawford. I'm not taking nothing from innocent, Bozy, them over there, them my guys.
Boxing legend Evander Holyfield also shared his thoughts on Crawford's victory, praising his timing, footwork, and ring IQ. He said Crawford showed a level of skill that sets him apart from regular champions. For Holyfield, the win over Canelo was more than just a victory. It was a display of true boxing mastery that reminded fans of what greatness looks like. Coming from a legend like Holyfield, this praise carried even more weight.
What do you think of Crawford's performance over Canelo?
It was super.
Super.
Because the thing is that when you got both of the guys are good.
Right.
I just think that when you have two guys, the smaller guy is a guy that don't have the punching power, but he has the skills that's necessary.
Crawford.
Yeah.
So you were very impressed with his performance? Would you say?
Well, yeah. The point of the matter is, I knew if it came down to if somebody got knocked out, I thought Crawford would probably get knocked out.
Yeah.
But I know about boxing.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.